Okay, everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have quite a few things going on. I'm going to do a marbled stone look. Well, my version of it. And it's gonna be similar to this. It's gonna look kind of like that. I'm using purple based. I don't know if I'm going to use all of these colors. I have these two here. These four here. A little bit of white. And I have this glitter. Let me move that. This glitter. And I have some of these. I don't know what these are called, but they're flakes. I have a little bit of this glitter. And I have some foil. So let's get started. I already put my base coat on the nail, and what I'm going to do is do a very thin layer of this purple as a base for the nail. I have a very small workstation, so I'm going to try and not knock anything over. And I guess the shape of the nail would be like coffin. And I sized it out for my middle finger. So this would be, if you was to put it on, well, me, it would be a middle finger. And I'm just gonna lightly put that on there so it just shows very thin layer. Because doing this nail design, it's gonna have a lot of layers. So I'm gonna pop that in the lamp. I forgot to show this one, but I think I'm gonna add a little bit of this too. Because what I'm gonna do is create the illusion of a lot of depth. Alright, so I got that ready. And I'm going to just lay out my purples here. I think this is pink. Yeah, that's a pink. Okay. And this is a pink too. It's a very white pink. You know what? I'm going to add it. Add this one. I'm going to add this one. This was the base. Ooh, dark purple. That would be really pretty. Okay. This is gonna have a lot of layers. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is put a blooming gel on. I'm not going to cure it because then it wouldn't work. And I'm going to put a very thin layer of this blooming gel. And this blooming gel from our Makartt, I always want to say Makartt, from Makartt, blooms very well. So I'm just going to lay that right on top of there. It's sticky too. It kind of reminds me of the texture of a base coat. And if you don't have blooming gel, you could use like an uncured top coat, I believe. Just to give it a marbled effect. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my slip solution, which is cleansing alcohol. I bought it from not Beauty Secrets. It's Beauty Secrets, but it's from, I believe I got it from like Walmart or something. Just to kind of loosen up my brush here. Okay, so I'm going to give this like a little tiny swirl. All right, that's good. And then I'm going to pick it up with this. This is from Beetles. So I'm just going to lightly just drag my brush and pick all that up. And it's kind of just put it down. Just kind of drag it. Pick a little bit more up. Just drag it. You don't want the colors really mixing. I kind of dotted it a little bit. Okay. And we're going to let that sit for just a few seconds. Just let it kind of bloom out. Okay. We're going to let that bloom out some. It's giving off some good swirls, I think. Okay, and I'm going to pop that in the lamp. Now that we have our first layer on, I am going to do another very thin layer of this, our base color. We're not trying to hide what we just did, but we're trying to keep our base color popping, if that makes any sense. All right, so you can still see it through. All right, now I'm gonna pop that in the lamp. Okay, I'm gonna put a base coat now because what we're gonna do is add our glitters. and you want it to have something to stick to. Some people use top coat, but I'm going to use a base coat. Okay, and I'm just gonna take my little brush, clean it off, take some of these, dip it in, pick it up. And there's no like rhyme or okay. This is going to give it a little depth. Oops. And you kind of want to pat it down, that way you don't have pieces just sticking up. You want to look from the side, make sure it's not. Okay. All right, I'm going to pop that in the lamp. Okay, now I'm just, after I cured it, I'm just sticking my finger on it and making sure that they're kind of laying down. All right, I'm going to use a base coat one more time because I forgot these glitters. Plus it'll ensure that the, because what I'm trying to kind of do is encapsulate the pieces that I put on and give them like a flatter, and see how I'm just kind of dabbing to try and make sure that they lay flatter. Got a couple of pieces sticking up, but that's okay. All right. And I'm going to take that same brush, clean it off a little bit in the slip solution I have. Then I'm going to take a dab of this and just lightly dab it in different spots. You don't want to flood the nail with a bunch of stuff and lose what you already have. It looks like I kind of did, but that's okay because I'm going to go in with another layer of the swirly stuff I did before, but I'm going to do it differently. All right, pop that in the lamp. All right, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to lightly dab. Well, I'm actually pushing pretty hard on it to get them pieces to lay down. And you'll have extra ones that just kind of pop off, which is fine. All right, this time I'm going to go in with a Makartt top coat. I really love this top coat. It is the shiniest top coat, which I don't have experience with using a lot of top coats. Model 1's was one of the first ones. Well, the first one. And this is the second one I've used since doing nails, and I absolutely love how shiny it is. And I'm kind of putting a little thick layer of top coat here. To get them pieces of glitter to lay down. And I'm actually pushing it into the pieces of glitter, because this isn't our final look. This is by far the final look. So I'm going to pop that into the lamp, and I'm going to ensure that I have a smooth surface for the next part of the nail that we're going to do. All right, I'm going to do a second coat of that top coat for another good thick layer. Okay. And I'm not going to cure it this time. You see how we still have like the swirls? You can see the swirls, but you can also see the glitters. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want it to still have the swirls, but still have the glitters. So now I'm going to take what I laid out here. This top coat is not cured, and I'm going to start making my lines. My different lines. So I'm going to start with a darker purple. I'm just going to not any rhyme, just kind of naturally, just kind of, you know, make the lines. And see how, because you put the top coat on, it kind of balloons out a little bit? All right. Pop that into the lamp. There's a lot of popping into the lamp, guys. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with the white and make some white lines. And just kind of make some very small white lines. Oh, that's I'm gonna fix that. So I'm gonna take that cleansing solution stuff that I've been using to clean my brushes. I'm gonna use that to kind of clean it up just a little bit. Just kind of rub over it. That way it doesn't look harsh and it looks natural. And they're smaller flows of line. All right, I was going to add more stuff, but it's starting to look pretty busy. So I'm going to pop that into the lamp, top coat it, buff it, and then I will be adding the gold flakes. Okay, so the reason I'm top coating, and then I'm actually gonna do another really thick layer. So basically, this nail design is good for when you're using like builder gels, or if you're because there's a lot of layers to it. This will create very thick nails. Very thick nails if you have like acrylic, unless you have a really thin layer of acrylic or polygel. This is going to create a lot of layers, so you'll have really bulky nails. But I'm putting this top coat on so I can buff it, because right now it's looking kind of, see all them pieces that are sticking up? I'm going to buff it so I can smooth it. And I'm going to pop that into the lamp. Now that we have all of that, I'm going to get the shape back and buff it. And since we put a really thick top layer, it's not going to affect our design. I just want to get our shape back so it's not rigid. And I am very lightly filing because you don't want to get down to what we did underneath and lose your design. Oops, I popped my nail off. All right, I'm going to finish buffing this and then I'll get it back together and then we'll finish it up. Okay, so I have it back on. Now, this is what we're looking like after I buffed it and got our shape back. So now I'm going to top coat it one last time. All right. And before I cure that, I'm going to go ahead and take my gold tin foil flakes with tweezers. I'm going to get me one of them little nail stand thingies that you can put your nails on. But for now, I'm using what's supposed to be a cuticle pusher. I'm using that. And just flatten that in there. Well, it's not working like I had anticipated. It's not breaking apart like I wanted it to. And flatten that down. I'm just going to use my fingers. And get it in there. All right. Just a few little pieces of gold flakes just to kind of give it that extra. Pop that in the lamp. All right, our very last layer, guys. Very last one. I promise. I'm going to encapsulate these gold flakes with the top coat. Alright, I'm going to buff a little bit on the sides just to get our shape back, kind of. It'll be on the edges. And here is the final look. Look at how pretty that is. That would be beautiful with a good, this will be like, you know, kind of like an accent nail. And then you can use like the base purple that we used for the other nails, you know, and maybe even use a matte top coat for these solid nails. And then you can have this one kind of shine. You have like two of these nails, accent nails. Oh, that would be gorgeous. But look at how it hits every piece of the glitter in there. That's what I was talking about with all them layers, you know? It's just gorgeous. All right, thank you all for watching my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.